Hello and welcome to the first of my DC Comics inspired makeup series. Today we're doing Batman and Batgirl inspired looks, kind of using the color palettes and some looks that, kind of made me think of both of them. They're very eye heavy looks, both of them today, so I really hope you enjoy this video. Let's start with Batman because that's definitely more of a dramatic look. So I started this look off with my eyebrows already done and my base done, including my concealer and my eye primer, that whole thing. And what I'm doing right here is I'm patting a matte gray eyeshadow onto my whole eyelid just to start us off. Now, I took the inspiration for this look from Daedra Jade, I believe that's how you say her name, on Pinterest. I looked forever for how to wing my eyeliner like a Batwing, and from all of them I could find, hers was the best sort of map, best sort of help. So I'm looking at that picture while I do this, and I'm using a very, very fine tipped black liquid liner. You could use whatever you want to. If you want to map it out with something that's lighter and a little easier to wipe off first, you totally go ahead and do that. But I had practiced this a couple of times and I was pretty sure I knew how it was going to go. So I'm just going straight in with this eyeliner and kind of, like I said, mapping out how I think I want it to look. And then just as I thought I was done, I decided I need to thicken up the inner line a little bit because I know my eyes. I know how they're uneven, so I was kind of doing this to compensate for whatever was going to happen on the other side. Now I'm just taking a slightly darker gray matte eyeshadow. Sorry it's a little bit off camera, but I'm using that and I'm patting that on the outside half of my eyelid because when we go in with black, this will definitely help everything blend together. Now, you might want to use a black gel eyeliner or some sort of black cream to fill in this Batwing, but I couldn't find mine when I was shooting this one, so what we're just using is my Essence liquid liner. I knew I could trust it to be fine, and it looks fine in the end. Maybe not the best idea for this, but as long as it works, right? So that's just what I'm going ahead and filling in this whole Batwing look with this liquid liner. See, this liquid liner is good for everything. And then I'm just going to take a matte black eyeshadow and pat it all over top of that wing that I have just filled in, just to make everything look very matte and very flat and very black. And then I'm going to use that same eyeshadow and kind of feather it onto my eyelid just so that the wing part blends with my lid part. After that, you're going to want to curl your lashes, apply some mascara, and apply some falsies if you're about that life, but you definitely don't have to apply fake lashes if you don't want to. Then you're basically done with the eyes, so we're going to jump back out to the face. I decided to contour my cheeks pretty intensely, as well as my jawline, because you got to have that Bruce Wayne cut jawline. I also contoured my forehead a little bit and my nose, so just contour whatever you feel like contouring. And then I'm going to go into that, that e.l.f. Illuminating palette. I'm going to take that sort of pale gold color and just highlight my cheekbones and try not to go over that black wing too much. Now I was having a really hard time finding yellow for my lips, so I'm actually using this NYX yellow liquid liner to kind of figure out where I want to overdraw my lips, and then I'm going to fill it in with that new Estee Lauder, the Estee Edit Yellow lipstick. It was not the best for this look. It did not look really great. It's also not really meant to be worn by itself, but you know how hard it is to find a yellow lipstick, okay? It's hard. So I did the best with what I could find, but overall I'm really happy with how this look turned out. I think it's really intense, and if you're going to a costume party or something, it looks really great. But now let's switch gears away from Batman and move into Batgirl. So I started this look with just my eyebrows done already, and now we're just going to tape off so we get, that really sharp wing, apply some eye primer, blend it out with my beauty blender, and then we're going to set it with some powder that matches my skin tone. Then what we're going to do is use the purple line in the Tartelette palette. Now I'm going to number them 1 through 4 just to make it easier to talk to you, 1 being the lightest, 4 being the darkest. So take shade 1, the lightest, kind of do your whole crease up to your eyebrow area with it, and then go into shade 2 and fill in your crease with it. Now I'm going to go into a black cream gel eyeliner and just kind of pack this all over my eyelid so that we have a nice base for the darker color that I want to go into. And then you can go back to shade 2 to try to blend out the edge in your crease between the eyeshadow that you've already put down and this cream liner that you've just applied everywhere. Then you're going to want to go back into that palette and take a smaller, denser brush and go into shade number 3 and kind of blend it out into the outer kind of area of your crease. And then go to the darkest shade, and on that same brush, I put that on the outer edge there, just to like really intensify things so we get that kind of really winged out look that I think Batgirl would like. Now I'm going to go into this Urban Decay eyeshadow that's like a dark purpley kind of shiny color. I'm just going to pack this all over my eyelid on top of that black base that we put down. And then if you want to, go back into shade 2 and use that to blend out the crease again. Now taking that same NYX liquid liner that we used before, I'm going to draw my wing. Try not to fill it in. I fill in a little bit too much in this video, but try to just do the top outline, because then once it dries completely, you're going to fill it in with black, and that's how we get that kind of double liner, layered, stacked, whatever you want to call it, look going on that I think really, really suits this overall Batgirl look. Then after you're all done with your black liquid liner, you can rip the tape off, do any kind of cleanup that you have to do underneath there, and we're going to move out and work on the face. I'm going to start with foundation. I'm just applying that all over my face, and then I go over it with my beauty blender again just to help blend everything out. And then I'm going to use a concealer under my eyes, and I'm going to use a whole bunch of powder to bake it / set it, because this was a day that I could just tell that my concealer was going to move all over the place, you know? So we're just going to avoid that. We're going to set it with a ton of powder, and that way I know it'll be there for the whole day. Then I'm going to take a different powder that matches my skin, and we're just going to set the whole face so that when I apply my contour and my blush in a second here, everything blends out nicely. Because, you know, powders work better with other powders than they do with liquids, so it's better to set your makeup and then put powders on. And I'll just be using a really like nice light pinkish blush after I'm done my contour here. Then we're going to wipe off all that excess powder from under my eyes. And we're going to take my favorite black eyeliner for the waterline, and I'm going to tightline both the bottom lash line and the top lash line. And then I'm going to take a dark purple eyeshadow, the same one that I pushed all over my eyelid from this Urban Decay palette, and we're just going to smoke it out a little bit on the lower lash line so that it looks a little more cohesive. Then I'm going to take a highlighter and apply that to my cheeks. And the very last step is lips. Now I'm doing my lips with the black Kat Von D liquid lipstick. And then once that dries, I'm patting on a little bit of this Sephora Collection Dark Purple just in the middle, and then blending it out with my finger to get that really super cool sort of ombre lip look. And that's it. You're all done your Batgirl look and your Batman inspired looks. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and you subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed already. I really hope to see you next week. Same time, same place for another DC Comics inspired tutorial. Until then, see ya!